Mr. BD, who just joined our second episode of the podcast, gentlemen. All right, so our topics for tonight will be basically talk about the FRL in this coming week, what happened last week. We'll also talk about NASCAR, see what's been going on with all the sponsorships leaving, or reports of sponsorships leaving. We'll also talk about Elite, what's going on there in Elite for me and Xander, and also talk about other random topics that just come up to our minds. So, guys, let's talk about last week in the Xfinity race in the FRL. What did you guys think of that race at Talladega?
It was a very fun race in general to race. You can go ahead, BD.
Go ahead, BD. You can be the first guy.
It was a fun race. The final lap, you can talk about final lap. Basically, it looked like Cole and Jill had a run on the final lap. I went the block, and you know how the game is. They cut him off, and he went the wall, and he wasn't very happy.
Mm-hmm.
But shit happens. Is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't like how it ended, but in the end, I got the win. But it is what it is. It was a shit situation.
Yeah.
But overall, very fun race.
Yep. In Procheg's first 1-2 finish, I would think, in the Xfinity Series. Am I correct on that one?
I would have to ask Brandon on that, but I believe it was.
Yep. You guys got your first 1-2 finish, but I think it's your guys' first 1-2 finish at a restrictor plate track, though.
Yes. That I do know. First restrictor plate 1-2 finish.
Mm-hmm. But how'd you guys? Did you guys plan anything, or did you guys just do what you guys were gonna do?
Basically, we had a plan in place. Basically, before the race, we made a plan with a couple other guys and just run wherever we had to do. If we were near the front, push someone who was leading the pack. Whoever was up front leading, just push them up to the win.
Mm-hmm. So you guys didn't plan to go for the win if you guys were pushing the guy if you guys were second.
No, we were gonna go for the win. We were gonna push. We were gonna go for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Just whoever was the lead car, we were gonna push. We were just gonna help push him past whoever was later.
Yeah. All right, Xander. How would you rate the race that we had at Talladega?
Exciting. It was really fun to race in that race. Not only get a good finish there, but to race there and just to have fun with it. It was a great race in general with the way that everyone was racing, except for really the last lap. But again, you can't really predict that happening. The game right now has a lot of features that needs to be fixed, and that's a big one of them. Is when you think that you're clear from someone to block them at, say, Talladega and Daytona, most of the time you'll probably put that guy up in the wall because you don't know, and that guy just has to react of, okay, let's gather this back up and let's get a good finish. I hate to be the person that does that too, to block someone like that, because blocking in this game, you need to be able to hear people. Most people would say inside or outside. You just can't really prepare for it. But all in all, it was a fun race other than that whole incident happening. And good win, BD.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Also, another thing is I did take the stage in the race. I think it was my first sweeping of the stage and the win in FRL.
Nice. That was awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. But from
minus circumstances, of course. But yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, what I was gonna say is that for me, it was a pretty good race. I know there were some incidents here and there, but to be honest, as a team owner, it kind of sucked that my car didn't win. That's just team owner standpoint. I think all the team owners in this league will tell you the same thing, that it sucks when your car doesn't win, but at least you're happy for the other competitors that they finally won a race, even though it's been a while for them to win, I would think.
Yeah.
That we could all agree with. The racing was phenomenal. We did have a lot of good side-by-side racing. I did see both lines working, which I was really surprised about, that both lines were working. I could not believe how you guys made it happen, but
that final restart, we were able to make that higher line work. doing on the restart. So that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
that was incredible, to be honest.
Yep. But they still need to work. This game still needs to be worked on restricted play racing.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
It's still terrible on the super speedways.
I think we can all agree on that one.
Yep.
Yep, because look, this game basically reminds me of NASCAR Racing Season 2003. You could not make the top work. You would have to have the right amount of people, and you have to have the right amount of draft and run to get to the lead.
Yep.
And that's what sucked about it. It was fun, but you could never make the outside work, and that's what this game needs, because in 2004, NASCAR Thunder 2004, the outside was perfect. You could run the outside and still get that massive run down the backstretch.
Mm-hmm.
And the other old NASCAR games from 2003 backwards was the inside that was the best, never the outside. From 04 to basically 09, and still there's a few games here and there that still work with the top side working, but yeah, this game needs to be worked on just a tad more on the top. If you can make the top work in any racetrack, you'll be successful. But all right, but I think the championship points are pretty much tightened up between you, Xander, and I think KML and Daniel. I think there's been a lot of tighten up on the points, and yourself, BD. I can't believe you got into the points automatically. You're in the top 9 without even doing anything. You didn't have to win the race. You would have been in the top 9.
Yep.
So what are you thinking about? Can you run the whole season, the rest of the season in Xfinity?
It is gonna be a bit of a tough stretch, but I think we could.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it possibly could be a race or two you missed, but I'm hoping we run the full Xfinity series.
All right, that's awesome. That's awesome, dude. I can't wait for that. I think all of us as competitors would love to have more people in it, and more exciting moments in that ultimate battle. I think we can have a pretty good battle for the championship, and I can sense the tension starting to heat up a little bit. I can sense the tension from all three of us at JTR. The tension's building that Kirky's won a lot, but me and Daniel haven't won anything at this point. Then you have Xander's team, who has won. Xander, you won 2 races already, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
But you could sense
2 races in Xfinity.
You could sense the tension building for your team to succeed.
Yeah, so it's basically really right. Tension at this moment is basically me as an owner right now. It's basically I know that I have 2 wins. I know that I can win. I know that I can have success. But can my other teammates, my rookies? I know that Brandon is working as hard as possible to do well. Yeah. But it's really a struggle for him because of the fact that he has lag issues and he's trying all he can. And Jagger, in my opinion, he really thinks that his best way to win is a road course or a restrictor play race, and that's how I felt in this league. That's how I felt that I was going to be able to win. And after I won, I felt that I could win at any track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But BD, this is your first also Xfinity race win you got, right? Your first win in Xfinity?
Yes, first win in Xfinity.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
To be honest, I feel pretty happy. I wish I could win in trucks, but I think that the way our trucks have been running all season so far, I think that's coming sooner than later, hopefully.
Yep, that's for sure.
I never expected to win Xfinity deal. I never expected it.
And your first, was it your second start or third start?
I think it's my 4th start. I'm not sure.
4th, yeah. Okay, your 4th start. Yeah. I think it was your 4th start that you got it. But that's amazing, man. I applaud you on that one. But as a champion of the Xfinity Series in Season 1, I congratulate you on your win. And that was amazing, dude. To get your first win in your fourth start, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
But if you get into this Championship 3, I think you could do some real damage at at Atlanta. That'll be your moment if you could get that. But like I always say, you have to lose a championship before you win one. And I think you've already lost one before, so I think you can win one now. And if it's Xfinity first, why not? That's what I did. I won trucks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I won trucks, and I won an Xfinity, and I won Cup. That's the 3 steps that I took to get to being a Cup champion. And I think you're taking the first step there if you win a championship in Xfinity. But yeah, I applaud you, sir. So let's go to the Cup race at Indianapolis. What do you guys think of that race?
It came down to a lot of strategy.
From what I heard, it came down to a lot of strategy. Felt like I felt like we had a legit shot at it with the way how fast our car was, but unfortunately the lag issues cost us. Congrats to the 3 of Joe. From what it seemed like he had the best car after I left. Sucks for my teammate Brandon.
Yeah.
Felt like he had a real good chance of it. He was excited for Indy, but
what happened with Brandon was that when we went on that, I think it was the final restart. We haven't had a caution after that, but the final restart, he hit the apron slightly going into turn 1. Like he barely touched the white line, and then his car went spinning basically. That's what happened, and then he was the only car in that incident, and we counted it as a single car spin, and then that was it. We had no caution. It was just pure strategy from that point.
Yeah, which sucks because Brandon was telling me you couldn't wait for Indy, and he felt like the setups we had were going to be extremely fast. And I didn't have much practice, but in that heat race, we were very fast, and I knew that we're going to be very fast the whole race. But,
oh yeah, you guys had the front row sweep basically, right?
Yep, front row sweep, 1-2.
And you pulled away immensely between you and me. You pulled away basically.
I was during that first stage. We were up like 3.5 seconds. I was like, all right, if you can do this with our setup, I knew we'd be a threat to win. But I know Brandon's just as hungry as I am to get a win. I know it. He knows it. We just gotta keep working at it. It's Richmond this week, so we'll hopefully we'll have something for everyone. Last time Brandon was there, he had a shot at it at the end. I'm not the greatest short track racer, but I've come close at Richmond a couple times, so we'll see.
And you won Martinsville too. That was pretty wild, that last lap at Martinsville.
Yeah, that was crazy.
To come down to you and me going into turn 3, that was awesome. I know I was pissed, but you know what? Screw it. It was a race. Why not?
It was final lap. What else we're gonna do?
Yep. But for Xander, how did your race go at Indy for you?
My race is good. The car, along with a lot of other people's cars, were very, very tight. Just really couldn't get back to the throttle. But my team did great. Jagger sadly lagged out after what I talked to him. But Brandon had pulled the strategy at the end there to with Kirk to see if he can get a good finish, and he ended up getting 4th, which is a great finish for him. Because he does not like Indian tracks. And I looked at that track as a sort of just get a good finish race, you know. And I'm really just gonna, I'm just gonna really go into Richmond and Cup and just focus and have a good clean race, because I know that I'm really good at that track. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna win, but anything can happen. But I'm gonna say that I'm just gonna focus, get a good finish, and hopefully try to take the points lead away from Haven.
Yep. My race at Indy, man, I swear I was the crankiest, pissed off guy. I was looking at BD and Brandon as the guys to beat, and you guys were the guys to beat. You basically spanked the field the first stage, and I was like, oh man, we're gonna be in deep trouble. that we're probably going to lose this race, immensely horrifying. That will just probably finish top 4 or top 5 at least. But I honestly did not expect us to be running really good at the very end on stage 2, because I literally told my teammates to let's do this adjustment with the tires, and I was surprised how fast the car was at the very end. How me and Daniel were running 1-2, and then Kirky was running up there, but he should have done a little bit better than what I thought it should.
Hard from the outside.
But to be honest, I'm surprised I even won. I'm surprised Kirky took 2 tires, but it was a fun race overall. And it came down to me and Kirky when Kirky took 2 and I just took 4, and Xander was on my butt. I guarantee you on that one. Xander was drafting me, and then the problem was with Xander, he got tight, or I got tight, he went into the wall, and basically it cost him. After that, it was just me versus Bassbuck and KML. I got to him with 2 to go, and then in turn 3, I got Kirky put me in the wall just a tad. Like, he tried to block the top, and that was it. I thought the race was over, and when I came off of 2, had a huge run coming down the backstretch, and then I literally said ride or die and took it to the outside line, and boom. I did not expect to be at the finish line after that. I honestly expected to be wrecked, but Kirky raced me clean, and we finished 1-2. Other than that, I enjoyed the race at NU. I know it's not because I won, it's because of how the race ended. That's why I loved it.
Yeah.
The race ended clean and with no controversy whatsoever. And I think, I know that Haven's not racing, I think this week, but I think
From what I heard, he's not.
Okay, yeah, but if we're in this battle...
Xander.
Oh, well, bye, Xander, yeah. But I think if...
Cut out.
Oh, is Mike cut out? Alright.
Or is there no that must have cut out?
Yeah. But, like I was going to finish, I think we could do... I think this is probably the test that JTR needed to not have... without Cole and without Haven. If we can do good. And I think we can. I just hope to God, I think we can even make it to the championship 3. Because right now, I feel like we're not going to be there in some degree. Unless I pull some miracle, or if you BD, you probably pull some miracle and win a lot of races this season. I think you can make it.
Yeah.
I feel our Proteg's chances to win the next couple of races.
5 to go.
I feel us being pretty confident about Kansas. Our team was really good there last season. So I'm expecting the team to be very competitive at Kansas. I don't know about Watkins Glen though. Watkins Glen seems like it's gonna be a race where we're gonna have troubles. Our team has had troubles at the road courses. I feel like it's been a constant trouble. But I feel like Kansas I feel like Kansas is gonna be a race where we'll be confident.
I learned something from the Elite Cup race that could really help beneficially to win probably Kansas and Watkins Glen, but I think Watkins Glen will come down to fuel strategy.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's Xander.
Sorry about that, guys. Had a network.
Alright, but like I was going to say, I think it's going to come down to fuel strategy at Watkins Glen, and Kansas is going to come down to the guy who's the fastest at the very, very end. With worn out tires and everything, I think it's going to come down to that. And the guy that doesn't hit the wall on the outside. But yeah, let's talk about the truck race tonight. How did that race go for y'all? Go ahead, BD. BD can go first.
Felt like we had a lot of long run speed. Felt like we had a truck that was capable of winning third place sucks, but able to lead about a few laps. I feel like we're getting closer and closer to wins, but
White flag is in the
tonight
air.
just 2 tires didn't help. I thought they would help, but did the opposite. We'll take a third place finish. Move on to Phoenix, where we've been constantly good at here in FRL. So hopefully we can win there, but it's gonna be tough with basically, it'll be tough, but we'll see what we can do.
Yep. How about you,
Xander.
Xander?
Tonight's race was amazing. I really did enjoy it, and
We brought it home in one piece, and that will
it was a
count.
great race between me and Daniel, and also you, BD, as well. I was at the end, and also you, Joe, before you had your problems and went a lap down after some strategy that did not work out. It was a great race. Strategy really ended up winning me the first stage, but it was a great battle all night, and 2 tires I took at the end with BD, but Daniel prepared before. He drove me completely clean, and I just really got angry at him for no reason. So my fault there.
That's understandable, dude. It's like key to moment stuff. I think we all go through it. Am I correct? All of us have that.
Yeah.
I had my heat of moment with y'all. With y'all, like BD, Xander, everyone. I have a heated moment with all of them, but I don't mean anything personally, because I've learned a lot and I've matured a lot to this point to know that anything, if you try to attack someone personally, that means you just lost respect for you and you lost respect for that league. That's what I see as total disrespect, as being attacking personally. That's the way I see it. How would you guys see if you guys had got attacked personally like that?
Honestly, I feel like if you attack me personally, I feel like you disrespected. You put disrespect to me and all the people that I've cared about.
Basically, that's what we
I
all
agree.
think. How about you, Xander?
I feel like if you disrespect me, which I'm not the one that should be talking here because I disrespect a lot of people, but I still have respect for everyone in the league. I always do. No matter if I get into an argument or something happens, I feel like if you just were to disrespect me, I'd try to disrespect you in a sense of way, because if you're not going to respect me, I don't respect you back. And racing is all about respect of everyone racing. And one of these days, you really need to trust someone when it comes to racing. And if you can't trust your fellow peers on the track, then it's really going to be tough for you to race.
That's what I agree on that one. But yeah, for me, like I said, attacking personally is just bad. I think you should always. I think there has to be a level of respect, and I think BD, you know this level of respect I have with everyone else in this league. The level of respect that in any league race, in any league that you join, in any league race you race, you should always have that awesome respect of saying you're a fantastic person, but as a competitor, it's different. We have that competitive side. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to win races and championships. Everyone wants to do that, but everyone has to have that down to earth guy offside the racetrack, but on the racetrack we'll be as competitors like always, but in the heat of the moment, that's when it happens. But other than that, I'm fine with whatever happens in this league. I just want everyone to just keep that level of respect perfect and be friends offside the track and be enemies on the track, but not to the point that we attack each other personally or hurt each other's feelings. That's a red flag for me. And I think we've done a great job to this point in this league to keep it toned down, that we don't attack each other personally. But like I said, heat of the moment stuff happens. Like, for example, Martinsville with me and you, BD. That's an example that you could say heat of the moment. It happens. I learned to move on. And I learned to just relax and take life and enjoy racing on the side. Because who else gets to race online with people that you actually trust and care about?
True.
Xander, do you agree with that?
I very do agree with that. It's a great statement.
Plus, BD, you and I have raced since season 1. That respect goes very, very deep, all the way from the beginning to now. That will not be broken. Same thing I told Brandon. That will never be broken. What were you gonna say, BD?
Nothing. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, okay. But yeah, same thing with Xander. My trust is building good with Xander right now. I'm starting to trust him more. We can take dumb risks. He can even hit me in the door. I can hit him back. We can even just slide each other into the wall and both crash and just laugh about it. That's how I would see it.
I see it as that too. I would say it's no big deal. Just go ahead, stack them all up, and get racing again.
Or we could just or like Kyle Larson said, do the 4 wide salute and see what happens. Just make it go green with 4 wide people and see how much we can trust each other on going through the corners.
Yeah, you really have to trust people if you really want to race with them. And I have trust for everyone in this league. There's not a single person that I don't trust to race with, who I think is gonna wreck me or just spin me out. Which, yeah, you're gonna race hard for a win. But like you said, Joe, if you're gonna wreck someone, or like if there's a casual something if something was to happen, I would just go ahead and gather it back up and keep on going and just say, okay, if there's 30 laps to go, there's 30 laps to go. I can get back up to the front, or I can get back to where I was running. It doesn't mean that I'm out of the race for one little thing like that.
Exactly. Except lag. Lag, we can all say that's fucked up.
Yes, I agree.
Unless you get wrecked on purpose and it's all bets are off, then...
Yeah. Like Kevin Harvick said one time, if you just right hook someone going into the straightaway, that's like taking your gloves off at hockey. There you go. That's a quote-unquote thing from Harvick. All right.
Great quote.
Yep. How do you guys... what's you guys' predictions for Richmond and Xfinity for tomorrow night? What do you guys predict? Go, BD.
I predict.
Pick a.
I think
our format will be like this. So we'll pick 2 favorites and 2 dark horses.
All right.
Go for it.
If I were to take a guess, the 2 favorites right now for me would be Daniel, and I'm gonna take a guess Xander. Those are the 2 favorites. The dark horse will be Brandon, because not Bass Bucko, but I think our Brandon.
Yeah, BD. That'll be your brand basically. My bad. Blech.
Yep, that's all right. I think Brandon will be a dark horse to watch if he is racing. So I think it'll be interesting if he finds something. Maybe he'll be up there, but you never know.
You're gonna race that race, BD?
What?
Are you gonna race that race, BD?
I'm probably will, yes.
Oh, okay then. Then that'll be interesting to see. All right, how about you, Xander?
Well, one of my favorites off the bat has to be Kirky. Kirk has always been one of my favorites in the Xfinity Series for any single race. It does not matter. He's always been strong, and he was strong there last season. And then another one of my favorites has to be Daniel, the 2 JTR teammates. They're always so fast at every single racetrack that we go to, and I feel like one of them is going to be able to get the checkered. And my 2 dark horse picks, this is going to be interesting.
All right, go for it.
I don't really count him as a dark horse pick, but I'm going to choose you as a dark horse. Whenever I've raced with you at Richmond, you've never been some type of person to run in the lead for much longer in the top 2. You're really the type of person just to be consistent and be 4th or 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
So I see you as a dark horse for tomorrow.
All right.
And are we doing 2 dark horses or just 1?
2.
So another dark horse.
Let BD do it.
1.
All right, BD does 1.
BD.
Yeah.
I'll just do 1.
All right then.
Okay.
All right, your turn.
My second dark horse is Bass Buck Brandon.
Really?
He's always been super good at Richmond whenever we've raced, and I had a great finish actually.
All right, my turn. So my 2 favorites will probably be Kirky and probably you, Xander. You two have been fast, and I've seen you race at Richmond. You won the Elite Cup race on your first dang start, which I'm still jealous about that you did that. I'm just kidding. But I'm still jealous you got that. I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm just really messing with you there. No, but like I said, you have been fast at every short track we've been to. You've been fast at Bristol. You've been fast at Richmond. At any short track we've gone to in whatever series you've been in, you've been fast. So I'll put you on the favorite spot. Same thing for Kirky. Kirky's an aggressive driver, and I know Kirky's going to drive it into turn 1 and turn 3 really, really hard. That you'll probably get a little love tap from behind, but not spin out. But you know what I mean. He'll race aggressively. He attacks the racetrack very aggressively. Now, as the two dark horses, BD, I count you as a dark horse because I know you won Talladega, but at short tracks, you showed me that brilliance at Martinsville, but I think you could get it done if everything goes your way. And my other dark horse, and that's if he races. If Gavin races, he'll be my dark horse, the second one, because he won that race. I know it was kind of dirty and all, but I think he could get it done if he's in that position. I know he doesn't race as much, but if he doesn't race well, my actual dark horse will probably turn out to be Brandon. You're Brandon, BD.
Yeah.
Brandon's been consistent. I think he should have won last season's race because he's been up there. The problem was he struggles at short tracks. I really do think he's more better at the 1.5, 2 mile tracks and all that good stuff. The bigger tracks is where you guys are good at. But I count you two as the dark horses if Gavin's not racing. But all right, yeah. How about Cup, guys? Cup Richmond. Go, BD.
I'm to go with my two picks. I'm gonna probably go KML for 1, and if he races Old Man.
Oh, that's a really good choice.
If he races.
If he races. If he doesn't race, what's your second pick?
My other pick, well, it would probably have to be you, Joe. It's if Old Man doesn't race.
Mm-hmm. If Old Man doesn't race, you'll pick me. Gotcha. All right. Who are your two dark horses?
I'm gonna be honest with you. My first dark horse will be Bass Buck. I think he finished pretty well at Bristol. He finished 4th at Bristol. I think he's been pretty good at short tracks from what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if he's got a shot at it, I think he'll definitely take it.
Mm-hmm.
And my other dark horse is probably gonna be Xander. I think Xander had a shot at it at the last time we were at the night Richmond race. I think it's a night Richmond race we were running at Friday. So I think Xander's gonna definitely have a shot at it if it's the night race.
Gotcha.
And I turn it over to you guys.
All right, Xander.
Well, one pick that I'm gonna have to go with, and I'm gonna stick by for this entire race, is definitely gonna be Daniel. Daniel, I think, is gonna be a great pick for Richmond. He's always been super great there. I know that he didn't do well there at an elite, but he's always super well. And my other pick is gonna have to be, like you said as well, BD, Old Man. But if Old Man doesn't race, I'm gonna have to give it to Brandon, BMW, if he does race as well. Is he racing that race actually?
Yes, he is actually.
I would believe so.
Because he.
So I have him.
He did say he would run every Cup race, though. Am I correct?
Yeah, I believe he'll run every Cup race.
Okay, got it. But
my two dark horses. That's always my Brandon. I always think that he's a great short track racer, like you said, and that's what he really excelled at in our practice sessions, because we had to. I had to practice a little bit for the elite race because it's my first race, and I had really no one to practice with. So I asked him if he would come practice with me, And he was actually running faster laps than me and was way more consistent than me. So I think he's a great pick as a dark horse. And another one, I'd have to say Kirk. Kirk is always somewhere up in the mix. Sometimes he makes some weird decisions, but I think he's going to be a great dark horse pick.
Interesting. I think I have two favorites. Actually, more technically have three, but two favorites would probably be Xander, Old Man, as if he races. And I do think, and if Old Man does not race, I think I'll have to lean towards the Kirky. Kirky got close at Indy, but man, I think he really would want to win Richmond more than anything. So he's gonna do whatever it takes. I know Kirky; he will do whatever it takes to win. But two dark horses, BD, you're actually one of them, because I think you could actually pull off something pretty cool. You probably even come down to fuel strategy. I think you could. I think you have to really excel on fuel strategy when it comes to the short tracks, because if you could excel on fuel strategy, that would make a huge difference on who wins this race. So I have you as a dark horse. Second dark horse will go to Brandon again, like I picked in the Xfinity Series. You two, I pick you two also for dark horses, because you guys can pull off something. If you guys are not competitive, you're always there at the end, and that's why I like to see out of you guys. Proteach has really proven that you guys can not be there in the beginning, but you guys can be there at the end, or vice versa. You guys can be there at the beginning, but you guys fall off at the end. But either way, I think you guys could pull off something pretty spectacular and get that chase going correctly.
Yeah.
Can I actually add on to something?
Go ahead.
Another good dark horse pick, which I didn't say, which I'm really actually now regretting, is Packers Dynasty.
Oh, you forgot about him.
He is a great short track racer. He was challenging me a lot for the Xfinity Series win at Bristol, and I think he's going to do a great job. I think he's going to get either second or third, but he's another great dark horse pick that none of us chose.
That's true, but he didn't race the race before, though. That's what caught me. That's why I forgot. Basically, blatantly forgot. But like you said, I do honestly see that to come in play. But my two things that I see in this race is going to be fuel strategy and who has the freshest tires at the end.
Yep.
What do you see, BD, as like a prediction that you see in the race?
I think it's going to come down to who has the freshest tires at the end. It may come down to strategy, but I think it's going to matter on tires. Whoever has fresh rubber, they'll probably have the best chance of winning.
And we saw it at Indy. One guy took 2 tires, which Kirky, and then myself took 4 and won the race. Came back from 3-point-something seconds behind the leader to do it. It's always good to have fresh rubber. That's all that matters at this point. How about you, Xander? What do you see in that race?
I see that this race is going to come down to something completely different and something that we can't predict, I think. Really, the only reason, one of the main reasons why I had one in Elite is the dominant car was caught up in a wreck. And that's what made it different. I feel like the race is going to come down to a pit stop, and then from there, restart. And whoever can get the best restart, I think, is going to be declared the winner.
Yep. We both saw it in the Elite Cup race when we were racing. Scott wrecked. That was it. But it also could come down to lap cars too at the same time. But the lap cars
that's one of the main reasons on why he wrecked. He was being aggressive to try to pass a lap car, and the 17 just really got. I think it was either loose or tight. I cannot remember, but ended up costing Scout to spin out.
I think he got loose. I think that was loose.
Yeah, I think he got loose on the top side and accidentally came down.
But good job on that. One more thing on the FRL. The truck. Daniel's got the chip lead locked up. I think he got it. with that win, right? Or am I wrong, guys?
Yeah.
Most likely would.
I believe so.
All right, so that'll make you guys second and third, and myself fourth with the points. But bold prediction for Phoenix. 2 favorites and 2 dark horses, gentlemen. Go, Xander.
Oh gosh, I feel like one of my favorites. How many favorites are we taking? 1
2.
or
2.
2. 2 of my big favorites have to be, just like last season. You, Joe, and Kirk both are really strong candidates for it, but I'm going to say that Daniel and you, Joe, are both the big favorites here. Last season, we saw all 3 JTR cars in the same Final 3 scenario, and I feel like that's going to be what's kind of happening again.
At Phoenix and everything?
Yeah, I feel like that's going to bring that together, because that's one of the races that you guys did really well at last year. And you ended up winning that race, so.
No, actually, Brandon won that race because of 2 tires. I took 4, and he won it.
Yeah. I remember that. Never mind.
Me and Cole both got screwed. Haven took 2, and I think he won. That's what he did. Then Brandon took 2 in the second race we had, and he won that race.
Fine, that's okay. We can't win them all.
It was a crazy weird turn of events how you guys made it with 2 tires. That basically ended me and ended everything basically.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be.
If I can interrupt this little update on Eldora, it's over.
Yes, it is over.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe is the winner. Great Infinger second.
Great job for him.
Yeah, I mean Stuart Friesen third and Matt Crafton fourth.
It was a great finish. I was actually watching it, and I was actually happy as soon as I stopped talking and went to the restart. It was actually a side-by-side finish at the line. It was great to watch that. And last lap came. Basically, Grant Enfinger was ahead by a little bit, and they were side-by-side that entire lap. But Chase Briscoe, they got really tight, and Grant Enfinger got in the wall just a slight little bit, but they still finished side-by-side.
Dang. Incredible.
He was actually my pick to win for this race in general. He ended up winning stage 2 actually. So
that's incredible.
Great to watch.
Be honest. Yep, that's incredible right there.
And they didn't announce really that Briscoe would be racing until Monday actually. So no one actually knew about this till Monday.
That was last minute basically.
Last minute decision.
Nice. That's freaking awesome. That is freaking awesome.
Anyways, back to the conversation on Phoenix.
All right, Xander, who's your 2 dark horses, sir?
My 2 dark horses. Well, Phoenix is another short track, and short tracks always prevail to certain people, and Kirk's one of them always. So Kirk is another one of my picks. But this is another good one. If Packers Dynasty races. Not Packers Dynasty, sorry, Strauss.
And trucks?
Strasburg, I meant.
Ooh.
And trucks, yes. The 51 truck. He's always super good, and just does not have the luck on his side. But I feel like if he gets out front and stays there, he has a great shot at winning.
Alrighty. How about you, BD?
Well, I'm gonna have to agree if Xander. If Strasburg if races. I think he's got to be a favorite. He's always up front based off strategy. So he's definitely a favorite. Another favorite of mine would have to be Brandon. Basically, you never know what he could do. I mean, he could pull off some crazy strategy and be up there. So,
yep.
I'll have to go with him.
How about your 2 dark horses, sir?
My dark horse is basically Daniel and I'm about to go KML, basically. KML's really good short track racer. Daniel's been really good at JTR the whole season so far, so it'll be interesting to see how he'll do at Phoenix.
Yep. My favorites, they're not my teammates, by the way. They're not my teammates. Both of them are, both favorites are not my teammates. It's actually you, BD, and Brandon.
Green flag.
Reason why, strategy. I've gotten screwed every which way at Phoenix in the Truck Series, and I think strategy will seal the deal and basically end the race for we'll basically end the race. I think the guy with 2 tires at the end will win the race. Unless, and I mean unless, we have a random caution with 10 to go, then it's going to be the guy with 4 fresh tires that'll win this race. But BD, you and
Hold your line.
but BD, it's you and Brandon that'll be the favorites. In dark horses, it'll go to my GTR boys on that one because I seen Kirky. He has a chance, but I honestly I think I need to see more out of him in the trucks. Daniel, I know he's won 4 races or 5 races already this season. I lost track. How many races has he won, BD?
I think 4. I'm not sure.
Okay, if it's 4, then
I believe 4.
yeah. But I have to see more from Daniel. I think Daniel could get it done, but it's a different type of short track than what he's accustomed to. Phoenix has been pretty good for all 3 JTR cars, but like I said, it all depends on the luck. And I see him as the dark horse. He did good last season, but the strategy flipped on him. So hopefully this season he could get it done and get his first Phoenix win as a dark horse. That'll be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I see. But other than that, Xander, let's talk about Elite. We both moved on to the next round.
Yes, we did.
How did that go to that race for you, dude?
That race was probably the most concentrated race I've ever been in. I focused on Phoenix, the Cup race, so much to the point that I literally... I didn't even think I was thinking about anything other than just Phoenix. I was spot on with what I'm trying to do, and that's really all I had to do. I had to use a mulligan for the Charlotte race because I was actually at Daytona watching the race, the Xfinity Series race, which was very fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But I really just had to focus, and I didn't get word that I was actually still in the playoffs until right before when Scoutbach did not race. I was really surprised that he did not race, and that basically threw his whole run away. And I was able to get in by that, first off. And I really just had to focus because I was 6 points ahead of the cutoff line, and I needed what I needed to be done. I ended up going out there, really dominating the first stage, sat on pole, led a lot of laps, won the first stage, and finished a solid 3rd place, which I needed. And I feel like if I can just continue to do that more, I'll be perfectly fine.
For me, it was pretty good so far. I would say it's not my best race, but that was pretty. I was pretty much the best race I've had at Phoenix. It came down to it came down to me and Rockstar and Storm basically coming down the line with like 7 or 6 laps to go. So it came down to that. And I saw Storm pass me and Straw and no, not Straw, and Rockstar passed me at the very end. It was a crazy race at the end because we didn't have enough fuel. I was like 3 or 4 laps short, and then I ended up saving the last 2 to 3 laps, made it work. Storm was the one who actually pitted, and basically it cost him the race because me and Rockstar were the ones that really started saving fuel like crazy. We saved fuel like crazy, and it came down to with 2 to go. I went low. I hit the gas in the middle of the corner, and I got tight, and I moved him up the track. And then when he tried to come back down to get right behind me, it gave him that bubble lag, and that ended his run. And that was it. Won the race. Barely had enough fuel crossing the line with one lap remaining. But other than that, it was a fun race. And Xander, that was a really good race against you, man. That was pretty good. I loved it.
It was really fun racing against you and also Storm, along with Rockstar at the end. I never really got to race with them. But it really came down to who could save the most fuel, and I just really thought to myself, let's just be patient with this. And I had ended up wrecking right before this, that's why I didn't get to race with Rockstar. But I went from 7th to 3rd, and I was really close to you guys at the end there. But I knew from there it was really just make sure that I just get a nice solid finish and be into the next round.
Yep.
White flag is in the air.
Good win, by the way.
Thanks,
I
man.
don't think I congratulated you enough on that one.
That was pretty cool. BD, I know you haven't raced her, but do you plan on racing one day in Elite?
To be honest, there's a very slight possibility. I'm not fully guaranteeing it, but it's very possible I could, but at the moment, it is very unknown.
Oh, okay. But because I would like to see you and Brandon bring Protege over to Elite. That would be pretty cool to see. Because right now, the way it's looking, BD. To be honest, I see Brandon, if he brings Protege along, because this is what he did last season in Xfinity, is that he raced one season with me and then he brought Protege to Xfinity. So I honestly think you guys could do it next season, possibly, if you guys have the chance to do it.
Yeah,
and that's it.
If we have the chance to.
Yeah, but that'll be pretty awesome to bring you guys into Elite. That'll be pretty cool to see. I want to see what you guys can do.
More the competition, the merrier. As we have a lot of competition in the league, but
yeah, but the problem is
to have more.
The problem is I think all of us have noticed. Let's pick our favorite. I'll add on to it, but let's pick our favorites for Bristol since we're going to Bristol this Friday in Elite.
I will abstain because I don't know.
But yeah. It doesn't matter, dude. You can go. You can pick. You have Chad. You have also Storm, which is a pretty good really good racer. You have Rockstar, who's been pretty much like Martin Truex, but not. But the races have gone the wrong way at times for him. And then you have me and Xander on it, and then Dark Horse. At times you see also KML, and you also see Daniel once in a while. It all depends on how everything goes, but. You can pick some. Favorites and dark horses. To be honest, for Bristol,
I'll probably pick one favorite, and one dark horse.
All right,
probably.
go for it.
All right, what track is it this week? Just
Bristol.
We're
going to Bristol.
If I were to take a guess on a favorite, it'd have to be Scout if he's racing. Don't like it how he drives, but I think he's a very talented racer. Just easily clear up his act. That's all. That's just my opinion on it. But I think he'll be a favorite.
If he doesn't race Bristol, then what's your other favorite?
Probably Chad.
Yeah, I see Chad.
Probably Chad. I see Chad being up there definitely as one of the favorites. Dark horse. I'm gonna pick one. I think Xander's gonna be a dark horse. He's been real good, and I think he's been good at Bristol here in this league. And if you can transition that over to Elite, I think he'll have a good shot at winning.
Yep.
And those are my picks.
Alrighty. How about you, Xander?
I feel like
Xander?
we're doing 2 picks, right?
We can do 2 picks. We can do 1 pick.
You and Joe are. Yes.
Yeah, me
Alrighty. This is gonna be interesting. I feel like one person who is always super good on these tracks is, especially the short tracks, is Scout, like you had said, BD. But if he's not racing, which I'm probably sure that he won't be, I'm gonna have to go with either Chad or I'm gonna have to go with Bushfan. Bushfan, both of them are great at short tracks, and I feel like both of them could get it done. But a good dark horse pick is Mega. Mega, we don't really see him as a
we see him as a guy we see him as a guy that saves fuel.
Yeah, he's a great fuel save racing person. That's even a thing. But I really see him strong at the 1.5 miles. But I feel like he could do well if he tries. But by the way, I just got a text from Daniel saying that he wanted an invite to the party.
All right.
Just to kind of interview him a little bit.
All right, we'll interview him. We'll interview the winner from the truck race.
Are we doing 2 dark horses too, or just one?
Yes, sir. 2 dark horses, yes. 2 winners.
There's one. What Joe was saying. Yes.
Yep.
So another dark horse to me and he's really good in Elite, is Strasburg. I mentioned him in FRL, but he's in that 41 car in Elite, he always comes on strong. I feel like if he just makes the right decisions at the end, he'll be up there.
Ah, interesting. It was the second dark horse.
Mega Driver, I said that.
Oh yeah, my bad. Alright, so my two favorites will probably be Chad, because, look, last season I got the win, but everyone said it was a controversial win because Scout was behind me, he didn't pass me. So, let's put it this way. Me and Scout had probably the two best cars in the entire field. I drove away from Chad and chased down Scout and passed him pretty much with ease on a restart. And then from that point on, it was just basically me and Scout battling it out for the win. But Chad is probably one of the favorites that I see at Bristol, bringing out something. And he'll probably, and I think that'll lead him up to a win. The other favorite I have will probably be Rockstar. Rockstar has been very, very consistent the last 3 races. And I think you can vouch for me, Xander. He's been very fast with just a piece of crap of equipment. He had nothing for Phoenix until he noticed what he was doing wrong with his tire pressures. After that, boom.
Yeah. Not to mention he won Charlotte too, so that brings some huge momentum to the plate there.
Yep, and he finished second in that race with me winning there. But I think I see those two. Dark horses will probably be Storm if he races, the 14 car. And the other one will probably be Chicken. Chicken's pretty good.
Chicken. Man, I forgot about Chicken. He's always been great at the races here in Elite.
He's been with Chad he's been with Chad the whole time, but I think he could pull something. But other than that,
should be interesting.
It'll be an interesting race, but yeah, I think the other guy you guys have probably forgotten was me, because I won that race last season. And I think you guys know how good I am at Bristol. I know I rattle everyone's cage. I know I rattle people's cages, but it works when it comes down to it. It has to, eventually. It has to
do you actually know if it's the night race or the day race?
It'll be a night race. The night race is where I won it, that last season. That was the first race.
Yes!
that was my second race I've won in Elite. That was it. And that's what propelled me to the next round, and I got eliminated the third round. That was it. I didn't have enough points, and I got wrecked a lot last season. But hopefully, if everything goes well, I think I have a shot to win if I get the opportunity. Or you, Xander.
Wow, that's bad.
Xander, I see you as the ultimate opportunist at this point. I think I see the second coming of me right there. To be quite honest.
Oh, thank you.
I'll invite Daniel in just a little bit after this race, but let's move on to something that's going on in NASCAR. BD, I think you had a topic you want to talk about.
Yes. From what when I read this when I got home from work, apparently 5-Hour Energy is leaving the sport after the 2018 season. As some people know, they do sponsor the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. They used to sponsor the Clint Boyer. I think it was said, I read that if Monster didn't pull out at the end of this season, they were going to pull out, and it seems like Monster Energy is staying a while. 5-Hour is leaving the sport, and I just want to get you guys' thoughts on it.
Go ahead, Xander. You can go first. Go for it.
Well, I know that ever since Monster Energy came into the sport as the main headline for the NASCAR Cup Series, I knew that a lot of the energy drink sponsors would kind of die down, and this is including one of them. 5-Hour Energy was a sponsor of Eric Jones and now Martin Truex Jr. I was not really surprised at this decision, actually. I really knew that it was going to happen when I saw about this. I knew that Monster would allow them to continue to be on Martin Truex Jr.'s car because of the fact of them having an extension deal before Monster Energy came into the sport. But I knew that as soon as that contract was up, it would be over for 5 Hour Energy in the sport.
Yep. For me, I think it's kind of dumb that we have these sponsor controversies, but
at the end of the day, it's all about business. I think everyone
Yep.
could agree. Like, remember,
It's
Coca-Cola has ownership with Monster, and you saw that with the Hendrick cars, you can't even have Monster Energy on it because Pepsi, they have a contract with Pepsi. But even with the diecast cars, you guys have noticed the same thing.
and with Coca-Cola having sponsorship in the shop for the 600. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what kind of sucks. But other than that, my honest opinion is that I'm not sure if I should be worried or not, because you heard the rumors of that. I didn't know about Kevin Harvick's rumor that he's gonna lose Jimmy Johns after this season, supposedly. I'm not sure if it's correct or not, but I'm surprised to hear that, to be honest, that Jimmy Johns is leaving.
Got that too.
Yeah.
Because
Surprised about it.
yeah, you lost 2 sponsors right there. Then now you lost Jimmy Johnson's sponsorship with Lowe's. Then you've lost let me invite him real quick. Now you lost a couple of other drivers on. Now you lost another sponsor on top of that. It's kind of getting scary. I think it's kind of getting scary. Am I right or no? Because
NASCAR could possibly, possibly done if the sponsors keep leaving the way they are right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it as much as anyone else's, but it's a frightening
Hello,
possibility.
comrades.
hello, Daniel. Welcome to the podcast, sir. We're talking the topic at hand right now, Daniel. We're talking about the sponsors, but right now we're trying to finish talking with this. BD, as you were saying.
It's becoming a frightening possibility that with the sponsors, if the sponsors continue leaving the way they are, we may not have a NASCAR. And it's a frightening possibility. I don't think it'll happen, but it's with the way sponsors have been leaving. It's a frightening possibility they could leave, but I doubt it'll happen. But you never know with today's society.
Yep. How about you, Xander? How about you, Daniel? My bad. Daniel, I want to have your opinion on this. On the possibility that we lost sponsorship with NASCAR, with losing Lowe's, the reports of Jimmy Johns leaving, and the reports of 5 Hour Energy leaving.
Well, I mean, you think about it, you have Subway left the sport. You have now Jimmy John's leaving the sport. And then you've got, like, Lowe's, I don't think it's a big deal because the hardware stores have been out. The majority of them have been out of NASCAR for a couple years now. And I don't see that as a big issue whatsoever. But with 5 Hour Energy leaving the sport, it's because Monster Energy wouldn't re-sign as a title sponsor with another energy drink on a car. On a cup car. So
that's the reason why.
yeah, that was the biggest issue. And since Monster Energy has the higher money advantage over 5 Hour Energy, being like the title sponsor and then sponsoring another car and all the stuff that they do sponsor, other like racing wise.
Like they sponsor Kurt Busch and all that.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary, though, right? I think we can all agree with that. That's kind of scary.
It's extremely scary.
Yep. But I hope to God we don't lose any more sponsors. But the way it's going, we need some financial support, to be honest, at this point.
True.
Because now we have ARCA. That will bring in. I hope that will bring more sponsors to the sport. To be honest, I think K&N has its own sponsorship with the K&N Pro Series. Why doesn't why we should? I think we should have K&N peak antifreeze like they do at iRacing step up. I want to see some other random sponsors step up and take this and hopefully take the sport to another level with their sponsorship.
Hard from the outside.
What do you guys think about that?
That would be interesting. And I like, personally, I think the more sponsorships that they have, the better, like, money-wise for the sport. But you also got to realize, like, they're not doing the best, like, with views on television and everything. And everything's not really, like, working out in their favor recently.
Mm-hmm.
They have to try their best to keep certain bigger sponsorships. So I don't really think 5 Hour Energy is the biggest deal.
I want to share what my biggest deal is. I think the reason, and I honestly been thinking this since the day I've started watching NASCAR. You know how NASCAR used to be on FX and Fox, and then you had TNT, NBC, and all that good stuff. All those local channels. This is the problem. NASCAR's now turned to FS1 at NBC Sports SN. They basically make it almost unwatchable for the casual viewer. I think you guys could agree to that. Am I right, or am I kind of wrong on that one?
Yeah,
I agree.
Because look, you have a lot of factors involved in this. Remember when we used to watch NASCAR on NBC? And you saw the 2001 Daytona race. It was the highest rated race of all time.
Stay on the bottom here. Hold your line.
It was the highest rated race of all time. We had basically all the views. We had almost, like, I think it was 8 points. I don't know how many views. I think it was 8.6. I'm not sure, million, or I don't know how many views we had, but it was a lot of views, and everyone watched it as Dale Jr. won that race. That was the biggest race that we had on NBC. After that, we had pretty good views until 2006, and then the recession came along in 2008. I think from that point on is where the sport went downhill. But I don't know what you guys' opinion on this. What's your opinion, BD?
my opinion is if they continue to put it on channels like FS1,
FS2.
NBCSN, it's gonna FS2. Yeah, they're gonna continue to lose ratings. There are big companies that keep putting them on Fox and NBC. I don't know why they're putting them on NBCSN where people who don't have NBCSN or FS1. Except, who knows?
Yeah, like for example.
It's just...
Go ahead, BD. I was gonna say something.
No, you can go ahead.
My example is, look, at my house, when I had cable, now I use antenna, so it's different. So when I had cable, the basic channels I had was basically NBCSN, which was surprising that we had NBCSN as a basic channel. We had that. Then we also had NBC, we had Fox, and we had FS1 as a basic channel. It was not a premium channel like FS2. So, I honestly think people, now that we don't have cable, and we've been more relying on antennas, that's what's basically going on. It's been more reliability on antennas. Now, because cable's been expensive as crud, I think we've gone up to like $120 to $150 per bill. I think we can all agree to that. How much do you guys pay for you guys' cable bill, though?
Too much.
Or that you guys know of?
I have no idea.
Too damn much.
$50 a month.
But that's because you got it the first year, right? Or is it 2 years, or?
You have some sort of contract.
Yes, some sort of contract.
Yeah. Look, my internet right now, just the basic internet with Charter, it's gone up to $60 almost. Just internet.
Spectrum says they treat their long-lived customers very well. And
Shit!
That's baloney.
Same.
That's what I'm
That is
saying.
so baloney.
That's what I have.
That is so baloney because my internet went
Because-
out. My internet goes out
Yeah.
on Tuesdays. It cost me one league race on Tuesday this past Tuesday. It sucked. It sucked going through that. And other than that, the internet issues has been fine after that. But I keep getting kicked out of races on Tuesdays recently. But other than that, it's been going downhill for basically everything. The sport in general, economy in general, everything's been going down the tube.
Yeah.
We're all in a very tight spot on the whole. But anyways, Daniel, since you just joined, how was the truck race for you, and how was the racing for you, by the way?
Well, the actual truck race.
Yeah, the truck race we had in FRL.
Well, I think, like, personally, the race was very good.
I agree.
The racing was good. It was a lot closer than I expected. In the end, I didn't think certain trucks would hold on throughout the entire long run, or not long run, but like the run in the end with 2 tires. I thought they would fall off a bit more.
But yeah, you won the race. Did you had this plan? Did you predicted yourself winning this race, or was it kind of like a surprise that it happened, or you had that confidence in yourself that you would have had it? Daniel?
I was pretty confident with my truck itself. It was very fast. I'm really glad, like, wow. Okay, no, the truck was great. It was probably one of the best trucks I've ever had at Las Vegas, and Vegas is not my best mile and a half track whatsoever. And it feels good to pull off win number 4 of the season. And I should have the points lead in the playoffs still. So I'm happy about that. And
Inside, clear low.
it was a lot closer in the end than I expected. I didn't expect the 2 tires to hold on for as long as they did. And
I also agree.
it was probably some of the best, like, mile and a half racing that wasn't dependent on draft that we've had in the truck series this season. That's the only good thing about Vegas, is like when you get a run, it was the high side. Out of the corner, it was always the high side.
Crazy.
It wasn't the draft. The draft never really pulled too many people. Not that we had that many people tonight because of the Eldora Cup race, or not Cup race, but the
Truck race.
truck series race.
Trucks, yeah.
But
Overall,
ready to go to Phoenix,
Mm-hmm.
and
Ready to see what happens in the race, all right?
yep.
Who are your 2 favorites and 2 dark horses for Phoenix? You can't pick yourself though.
Well,
You have to be unbiased. Lisa.
yeah. Unbiased. Okay, dark horse is definitely BD and Kurt, and if Brandon himself is racing, you and Brandon are my 2 picks.
All right, not bad. Just like last season, basically.
Yeah.
How
I
about?
really think 2 tires will be the call near the end of the race, because that's what it was last season, and it just helped the 4 truck. Now the 19 truck, or the 29.
29.
Win the race, and I'm really looking forward to the playoffs, and just wanting to finish the season off strong.
Still there.
Especially with the whole new team situation's been working out pretty good.
All right,
And,
not bad at all on that one. How about Richmond, who are your two favorites and two dark horses? Daniel?
Richmond,
Yes, sir. For Xfinity.
I can't for Xfinity.
Yes, sir. Your two
Man,
favorites.
I want to say myself, but I can't really do that.
Of course you can. You could say you can watch it. You can watch yourself. Just watch out for yourself. But you can't pick yourself on that one.
Yeah. I really enjoy Richmond as a track itself. It's probably one of my favorite short tracks that NASCAR actually goes to, other than Martinsville. And I think I'll personally be strong there. I think Kirk's going to be strong there. And I think BD, are you running that race, BD?
Trucks? Yeah, I probably am.
And
No.
how about Xfinity?
Oh.
Xfinity.
I believe I
Richmond.
am, yes.
I think you'll do pretty good there too.
Yeah.
So what are your picks?
I
now?
would say you, Joe, but like, I don't know. You said Richmond's not really one of your best tracks, but I know it is in Xfinity. So you'll be up there.
Yeah.
I don't really have anyone to pick necessarily. I don't think I really can pick anyone. It's just going to be really close and good battling.
Do you think it's going to come down to strategy, like 4 tires, fuel, and all that good stuff, or what's it going to come down to?
I think it's going to come down to who can be there on the long run. Honestly, that's what it was. That's what it was the second race of the season. Who was there in the long run throughout the entire race, and whoever had the best long run car was the guy that was pulling away. And the night race that we had, the one that I won, it came down to a restart in the end, and who could push their car to the limit without over driving it and without screwing up the entire lineup and the way that it was going to end. But I'm hoping it comes down to a long run, because I'm way better on the long run normally, and older tires with everything than I am short run cars.
All right.
So
Same thing for the Cup race. Who are your two picks in your favorites, or you don't have one in particular?
dark horse, I'm gonna go with Xander. Cup race, I'm gonna say Haven.
If he's not racing Haven.
Oh,
Old man,
what about
possibly.
Old Man?
Possibly. It's a
He'll
possibility.
be there. He'll be up there. I think BD and Brandon also have a chance. They were pretty good there last season from what I heard. I have no idea. I don't think I ran Richmond Cup.
Well,
But,
it should be interesting, basically, right?
Yeah, it's the closing race of the season. It's probably the most hard-fought race of the entire season.
Yep.
Think about it.
And we're also going, and me and Xander will be racing in Elite at Bristol. Who do you see as the favorite, and who you see as your dark horse?
I gotta go with you, Joe. I think Chad will be there. But if anyone, like, I'm gonna say you and Storm, or no, Rockstar, because Rockstar is very consistent.
Yeah.
Every race now, it seems like.
Yep.
Seems like he always finds a way to the front and leads.
That's what happened at Phoenix, and I made a mistake going into turn 1 and 2, and then came up the track, and there you go. It wiped him clean, basically. The dang gum game wiped him clean. But yeah, that was the race at Bristol. That was the second race I've won in Elite. So hopefully I can get that job done. But like you said, Daniel, it all depends on luck. All right,
So let's do you have any more topics to talk about, guys?
I do
I
not
do
think
not.
so. No.
I have one topic in particular that I would like to talk about. I'm just trying to remember what that name was. Let me look at my list. Controversy. What do you see any controversy, Mr. Beatty, from anything that will happen later on in the season when it comes to chase time?
I think there's a possibility there will be some controversy. I don't know when or where, but I think there will be some controversy.
Do you know with which two drivers or pair drivers or something like that?
I believe with KML, Gavin, to name a couple.
All right.
But that's just my opinion on it.
Daniel, what kind of controversy do you see yourself in, or anyone else that you see who's about to have a blow up on the mic?
I have no idea really.
All right, gotcha. How about you, Daniel? How about you, Xander? Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
I think there's going to be a little bit of arguments going on between people that might not even be in the chase, for sure. So, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, that will be true. How about you, Xander?
Well, I think for really as a whole at an elite, it's always been a select few people. That's really what always happens. It's always either, Chad or, Rockstar's been coming on recently. But I don't see many people who are just really gonna.
That controversy bubble, right?
I think Bristol and Elite is probably going to be one of the most hard-fought races of the entire season, and probably going to have a lot of drama go down, especially for the fact that there's like at least 15 people a race. It's going to be a hellhole for everyone.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can vouch for that one actually.
And whoever can maneuver through lap traffic is going to be the guy that's going to be able to win the race on the long run. And normally, like when you have that many people, it's not really a long run car or a long run race. It depends on who's best on the restarts, who can consistently get out to the front each time without like wrecking. It just takes a lot.
Yep, it's gonna take a lot of that.
And
how about
patience?
Yep, that too. FRL guys, no controversy, or you think everything's gonna be chill?
I
There'll
think
be some arguments.
There'll be some arguments, but I think it'll be mostly chill.
All right,
I
gotcha.
agree.
Do you think it's just gonna be heat of the moment stuff?
I think so.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that's pretty good. Let's see. I have another thing on that list I was looking at. So, guys, there's also some news that I saw for NASCAR Heat 3 that supposedly we might not even have a paint booth. Is that true, or is that more question mark on still for you guys?
Knowing the game for the past 2 years, there probably won't be a paint booth. So,
probably.
I don't think that there's going to be a fully custom paint booth like you see in NASCAR 15 or NASCAR 14. But I do see them having kind of the same thing that they had this year, but I think they're going to add a little bit more paint schemes.
A little bit more sponsors.
A little bit more sponsors. I don't feel like it's going to be a huge step in the direction of fully custom ones.
Oh yeah, the custom ones are beasts. That we can admit. When we can customize and put all that beautiful logos and all that awesome stuff. That'll be that's gonna be interesting. Let's see about the game. We already heard that online damage will not even be on the game. That pissed off a few people already. I know Cole was mad about it. He basically is gonna
Wait,
not.
what?
Cole was mad about not having online damage, and he basically said he's not buying the next game until damage is online.
Well, what would you rather have? Better graphics, better servers, or
Online damage.
16-car lobbies with damage on?
That's true. That's very true on that one. To be honest, I would prefer all of that over online damage. To me personally, because we can basically say we wrecked and all that good stuff, and be honest and truthful about it. There's just other leagues that are not honest and truthful about what they do. It all depends on the people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if they tone down, if you can tone down how people can be in it, and it gives you the option to turn on damage, that would be pretty cool, don't you think, guys?
Yes.
It'll make the leagues all draft carefully and not do anything dumb, basically. Which is kind of scary though, but you can have your mistakes here and there.
I personally think they should lean more towards like a iRacing type lobby.
Oh, they just join and just practice until the race starts, basically?
No, like
Because that's what I do on official races. That's what I do with the official races.
like an iRacing lobby setup. Like
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
more realistic racing, more realistic cars.
But again, they're not gonna aim for that. That's iRacing on its own. They're aiming for better things other than iRacing type of deal. They even said it on their Twitter.
Yep.
But it's okay. To be honest, I bet you guys are happy with how the game turned out in NASCAR Heat 2, and I bet you guys are gonna be happy when it turns out in NASCAR Heat 3. Am I right?
I
Oh,
think so.
please.
I hope.
Yeah, me too. I really do hope also. But anyway, guys, any final thoughts, BD?
No, I don't think so.
Or are you just ready for this championship battle to start off in FRL?
I'm just waiting for the championship battle to start.
Do you think it's gonna be intense?
I'm hoping it is.
Mm-hmm. Especially with two races. Daniel, any final thoughts, sir?
I don't really have any. I
Mhm.
think, well, I do have this. The season will end strong for some, and I think a lot of people are going to be frustrated with the outcome at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And no one really knows how it's going to turn out. So
Mhm.
I really think it's hard to determine how everything's going to work out.
Yep, you're right. Xander, any final thoughts on this one, bud?
I do not have any final thoughts.
Or anything that you see that will show up this week, and to finish off the rest of this week with racing so far.
Well, the only thing that I can really hope for is a good race at Loudon in real life, but it's really that I can think about this week's racing, other than Chase Briscoe winning, which I was really hoping that he would, and he actually did. So I'm really happy about that.
Oh, I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention about the predictions for the NASCAR race. That's what I forgot.
BD, you're first. Who's your pick and who's your dark horse? You can pick one favorite, one dark horse. Go.
My pick is going to be Martin Truex Jr. I feel like he's been probably one of the most consistent drivers at New Hampshire over the last few seasons. I think he finally gets win at New Hampshire. Dark horse, I'm gonna go with a Chevy driver. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say Alex Bowman.
Ooh.
All right.
Actually,
Yeah.
no, not Alex Bowman.
That's a good one, though. He's always got the short tracks.
Yep.
He's my favorite driver, too.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark for a dark horse. I think Jimmy Johnson will finally get a win somehow.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
He's won there. He's won there 3 times.
His last win came in
I'll
2010.
His last one of 2010. I think this will be the race where Johnson wins.
Mm-hmm. All right.
it's gonna be very tough competing with Truex, Harvick, and Cowbush, though.
Yep,
say.
the big three, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Xander?
Well, my pick, it's gonna have to go with someone who has a lot of experience at New Hampshire. I'm gonna have to go with Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson's gonna win at New Hampshire and Loudon. And a dark horse pick, someone who I don't count him as a dark horse pick, at least no one would last season, but this season he really has been one, and that's Matt Kenseth. A lot of wins here, a lot of good top fives, a lot of good finishes, a lot of good top 10 finishes as well. And he's not the greatest of equipment, but I think that he can go out and maybe get a nice top 10, top 15.
That's pretty good. Daniel, how about you, sir?
I gotta go with Truex as well. He's obviously been the fastest car there for the past 3 years, and he's just had issues after issues after issues, which I think they finally overcome. You know, winning the championship, they don't really have a lot of stress on their back with certain tracks anymore. And people call him the mile-and-a-half man, but he can easily go out there and run New Hampshire and win. I feel like he's probably gonna have the strongest car. And then my dark horse is definitely gonna be it's gonna be another Hendrick Chevrolet with the 9 of Chase Elliott. He's ran there consistently before, and I think he can. And it's a short track, and that seems like it's, you know, his racing style. It's been shown has really been short track racing. It hasn't been anything big or anything little. I mean, yeah, he can run good and consistent at tracks like Daytona and Talladega, but it's like he always finds his way into trouble. And short tracks, he's always there in the end, it seems like. And I know, like, Hendrick Motorsports as a whole has been completely off this season. Not playing, like, not driving good, not being consistent enough. I think that comes to an end this season, or this week at New Hampshire. I think they can be up there in the front in the end.
All right, my favorite would probably be, like you guys said, winning the big three. It'll be Kevin Harvick. His last win was 2016, and he all because he timed to restart perfectly. He beat Matt Kenseth, and that's how. And he beat him just by a tad on that restart, and he got the job done. So I see him being there and hopefully winning the race. My dark horse will probably go to William Byron. I think he'll pull something. I think he'll get a good top 10 out of this race today, on Sunday. I really do think he can pull a top 10 out of it. But yeah. Yep. But anything we forgot about to talk about, guys?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
How about you, Daniel?
I think we're good.
Did we got the Xfinity predictions? Oh, no, we did not.
I think we did already, right?
No, the Xfinity predictions for in real life. All right, so let's do them real quick. Favorite and dark horse, go to Xander.
A favorite has to be Elliott Sadler. Elliott Sadler has always been good at every racetrack we go to, and I don't see him getting a second place this time around. I feel like he's going to get the good checkered flag this time. And a good dark horse pick that I'm going to have to go with is, it's a really good one. This is actually a really tough one. I'm going to have to go with someone that you really don't see doing well with the Roush equipment, but really does well with the Penske equipment. I'm going to have to go with Austin Cindric. I think Austin Cindric will do really well at Loudon.
All right, BD?
I'm checking if he's racing, though. Hold on.
All right.
Austin Cindric is racing in 60.
Oh,
yes, I saw
nice.
that in the entry list.
All right, your turn, BD.
My pick, gotta have to be a Toyota. I mean, it's gonna be Ryan Pierce. I think he's in the 18. Will be in the 18, so I think he'll be the pick.
All right.
Toyotas haven't usually fast at New Hampshire, so those are the pick. Dark horse, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take a. It's gonna be a long shot. Kaz Grala. I think he'll somehow pull strategy and win, but you never know.
Nice.
Really, he's in it. I want to see that team succeed. I'm hoping he wins, but it's highly doubtful. But I'm gonna take him as a dark horse because you never know. He may surprise someone, but yeah.
That's pretty neat. Daniel?
Yep.
I need 2 more good laps from you.
I'm gonna say a guy that's ran there so many times, and he won there last season. I'm gonna go with the 20 car of Ryan Preece, or in the 18.
No, Ryan Preece is in the 18.
All right, gotcha. All right, and who's your dark horse, sir?
The white flag is in the air.
Daniel. Boom, boom, boom.
Hold on,
All right. You're trying to think, or?
I'm trying to do something.
All right, fork and knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really think, in all honesty, a dark horse, as what BD said, Casgrell, I think he'll be there in the end. It's a short track. He's pretty good at tracks like that.
Yep. So my favorite will probably go to that's a. I think, yeah, I'll go with Elliott Sadler as my favorite. I think he pulls something there. But my dark horse, I honestly think it's going to be... You know what? I honestly think I'm trying to remember who would be my dark horse. I had it written down somewhere. I actually have Tyler Reddick as my dark horse.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he hasn't run well, but I think he won Daytona though, but I think he'll pull something really spectacular this race. So I'll have basically a Junior Motorsports picks basically as the one car my favorite and the 9 car as my dark horse.
Yeah, I like Tyler Reddick, but I'm gonna be completely honest. The one thing that he does great and the best at is mile and a halves. Short tracks have never been his thing, and this season's just not been going the way other than Daytona that he'd like to, but
Oh my god, man. So frustrating.
You okay there, Daniel?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, man, it's frustrating.
Hey guys, I'm gonna probably head out.
All right.
It was.
Yeah, we're about to.
Thank you guys for letting me join this little podcast.
Yeah,
See you whenever I can.
We're also about to head out, Mr. BD. So, ladies and gentlemen, and all the people that are watching, this is the FRL Podcast with Daniel. Say bye, Daniel.
Deuces.
All right, BD.
Ow, hit my knee.
Praise metal. Fuck Jesus, this can go.
All right, Xander.
Believe it, Jesus.
Well, bye everyone. Bye-bye. I'll see you next time because I'm always on this podcast.
And myself, Joe. Well, have a wonderful night, and we'll see you on episode 3 next Wednesday.
I want to be on.
This is not a Christian stream.
This is not a Christian Minecraft server.
Bonds for